Caitlin Clark, the rising star who has been wowing us all with her incredible skills on the court, just got hit with some jaw-dropping news from the WNBA. Despite her phenomenal performance and the praises of legends like Steph Curry and LeBron James, she didn't make the USA team. How will this shocker impact her career and future aspirations?
Northwestern hosting Wednesday night's women's basketball game against Iowa. But people who lined up for hours say they showed up for the Caitlin Clark Show.
Caitlin Clark, if you haven't heard of her, is a basketball sensation who took the college basketball world by storm before stepping into the professional arena. I remember first hearing about her when she was playing for the University of Iowa, and it felt like everyone was suddenly buzzing about this young star. In college, Caitlin wasn't just good, she was phenomenal. She racked up points like it was second nature, often pulling off incredible shots that left everyone, including me, in awe. Her performance earned her numerous accolades, including being named a unanimous first-team All-American. And let's not forget her leading the NCAA in scoring and assists. It's no wonder she quickly became a household name among basketball fans.
Getting to be around those two people that have done so much for the game, for me is super special. Like, there's still two people that I really look up to and idolize.
Transitioning to the WNBA, Caitlin continued to shine. Joining the league as a rookie, she carried with her the same tenacity and skill that had defined her college career. I remember thinking, if she can keep up this pace, she's going to be unstoppable. And she did. Her debut season was filled with highlight reel moments, and she didn't disappoint her fans or the critics. Her popularity isn't limited to just the fans. Even NBA legends like Steph Curry and LeBron James have sung her praises, which is pretty huge when you think about it. Can you imagine being a young player and having your idols recognize your talent? It's like a dream come true, and Caitlin has handled it all with such poise. Caitlin's viewpoint is pretty interesting because it contrasts sharply with how the media often portrays these games. The media loves to play up rivalries because, let's face it, it makes for great stories and exciting headlines. But Caitlin has pointed out that this hype is more of a media creation than something that genuinely drives the players. She's essentially saying, we're just here to play ball and do our best. And honestly, that's such a grounded way to look at it.
Just very down to earth, very supportive of the game of women's basketball and the young stars that are in it. She obviously understands the history of what it was.
That being said, Caitlin isn't completely dismissing the potential benefits of rivalries. She acknowledges that if the hype and excitement around a rivalry can help move the game forward, then it's a positive thing. Think about it. Intense rivalries can draw bigger crowds, increase viewership, and generate more interest in the sport. All of this can lead to better opportunities for players and more visibility for women's basketball. It's like this balancing act where you appreciate the added emotion and energy that a rivalry can bring, but you don't let it consume you. Caitlin seems to have mastered this balance. She recognizes the value of the extra attention and the potential for growth in the sport, but she stays focused on her own game. It's a smart approach, keeping her grounded and focused while also being aware of the bigger picture. Caitlin is one of those athletes who you just know has big dreams, and making the USA team is one of them. When she found out she didn't cut, her reaction was nothing short of graceful and optimistic. Instead of being disappointed, she saw it as just another step in her journey, something to work towards. Caitlin has always been very open about her goals. Not making the team was a bump in the road, but it didn't deter her. She talked about how this experience just added more fuel to her fire. It's like she's saying, okay, I didn't make it this time, but now I have even more motivation to push harder and get better. Her attitude is so inspiring because it shows that setbacks are just opportunities to grow and improve. Looking ahead, Caitlin's future goals are clear. She wants to be on that USA team, representing her country and competing at the highest level. It's a dream that many athletes have, and for Caitlin, it's a dream she's determined to make a reality. She's not just sitting back and waiting for it to happen, she's actively working towards it, using every practice and every game as a stepping stone to get there. This setback of not making the team can have a positive impact on her career. For one, it gives her a clear target to aim for. It's a reminder of where she wants to be and what she needs to do to get there. This kind of motivation can push her to new heights, making her work even harder in training and perform even better in games. Plus, it shows everyone that she's resilient and dedicated, qualities that are crucial for any top athlete. Handling pressure and exposure is something Caitlin Clark has become quite adept at, and it's fascinating to see how she navigates it all. Imagine being in her shoes, stepping onto the court with thousands of fans watching your every move. Caitlin has played in front of sold-out crowds for years, so by the time she hit the WNBA, she was already a pro at dealing with high-pressure situations. She's faced roaring fans and intense scrutiny, yet she remains composed and focused. One thing Caitlin often talks about is her mindset. She approaches each game with a calm and collected attitude. Instead of letting the pressure get to her, she uses it as motivation. She's mentioned that these environments, while never entirely becoming routine, have become something she's accustomed to. It's like she thrives on the energy of the crowd, whether they're cheering for her or against her. That's a rare quality, and one that's essential for any athlete looking to make it big. To maintain her focus and performance, Caitlin has developed several strategies. She emphasizes the importance of staying in the moment and not getting too ahead of herself. This means taking each game one step at a time, not looking too far into the future, or dwelling on past performances. She also leans heavily on her training. By practicing consistently and preparing thoroughly, she builds confidence in her abilities. When game time comes, she trusts in the hard work she's put in, which helps keep her nerves in check. Caitlin's past experiences have undoubtedly prepared her for the WNBA spotlight. Think about her college career, playing in packed arenas, leading her team, and handling the media attention. Each of these experiences has contributed to her resilience and mental toughness. She's learned how to manage the expectations and the noise, focusing instead on what she can control: her game. Reflecting on her journey, Caitlin often shares how playing in front of large crowds has taught her to embrace pressure rather than shy away from it. These moments have shaped her into the player she is today. Whether it's a crucial game-winning shot or a regular season match, she's learned to perform under pressure, showing everyone that she's got what it takes to shine at the highest level. When legends like Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Sue Bird start singing your praises, you know you're doing something right. Steph Curry, for instance, has been quite vocal about his admiration for Caitlin's game. He's mentioned how impressed he is with her shooting range and overall skill set, which is high praise coming from one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. LeBron James, another basketball titan, has also acknowledged Caitlin's talent. LeBron's nod is a huge deal considering his status in the sport. It's like getting a stamp of approval from basketball royalty. And then there's Sue Bird, who's not only a WNBA legend, but also a pioneer in women's basketball. Hey, imagine being Caitlin Clark and hearing such praises from these icons. It's surreal, right? Caitlin has expressed how humbling and motivating it is to receive recognition from players she's idolized since childhood. She's talked about how she grew up watching these legends and how their acknowledgement feels almost unreal. Receiving such high praise does more than just boost her confidence. It fuels her motivation to keep improving. Caitlin has mentioned that these compliments push her to work even harder. Knowing that players at the pinnacle of the sport are watching and appreciating her game adds an extra layer of inspiration. This kind of recognition also impacts her career in significant ways. It not only boosts her visibility, but also elevates her status within the basketball community. Fans, young players, and even potential sponsors take note when big names endorse someone. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.